the NFT because it's based on a person.
Yeah.
What about some bullshit like Ethereum or Bit? Like, how is that dictated? Is my
All right.
question.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Um, is cryptocurrency a viable alternative asset class? Yes. Is cryptocurrency supposed to be an actual currency? No. I mean, no one, if you think that you're going to take Bitcoin and go and buy a pizza with it, you're probably off. It's not supposed to be that. It's like, when was the last time you took gold and you went and you bought a pizza, right?
Yeah,
It's not,
a couple
that's not
weeks.
what it's supposed to be. And, I think a country like El Salvador tried to make Bitcoin, its alternate currency, and it failed miserably. Um, but I'm sure that, we'll be reading papers about it in the next few years, of economists saying like, this was never going to work out because it's such a fluctuating currency, and, people can't keep their savings or any actual money in it that they're going to, spend like day to day, because it just changes so frequent, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a currency. So I think if people, when people say, hey, how could this be a currency? I think they're right. It's not a currency as much as it's an asset class. Now, first of all, it's deflationary. So all you need to know about Bitcoin is there's only a finite amount of Bitcoin, right? And the second thing about Bitcoin is it's like all currency, what people believe it to be. And at this point, you have institutional support. You have major banks that are investing in it. You have it's an ETF. It just became an ETF last week. Um, and just that like that institutional support of real buyers and stuff like that just gives you that thing that, okay, this thing is always going to be there. It's not like Bitcoin's going to go away ever. At this point, it's ingrained, right? It's just a matter of how high or how low. But I think it'll always have a value over a few $100 billion. I think it's just a household name at this point. I think people, no matter what, will always think of it as an alternative form of an asset, right? But is there any real explanation to why there's value to it? I mean, I know people will tell you blockchain this, blockchain that, but I mean, at this point, you could even say blockchain is becoming like an old technology. Like, it's not that revolutionary. Um,
I want to step in here real quick. I appreciate the lesson here. I know that Daniel guy or Garrett, he's loving every
he's
second.
skipping right through this.
Yeah, he's waiting for the lesson. So I remember when I was in college, maybe a sophomore or something, a dude in my fraternity mentioned that, oh, I'm going to go buy weed with Bitcoin. And that was the first I had ever heard of it, where there were drug dealers who were like, yeah, give me
Black market,
Bitcoin.
absolutely yes.
Yeah, and that was my first time ever learning about it. And then a couple years later, you've got Gary Vee doing cocaine and talking about it at conferences. And it's like this thing just blew up overnight. It's to the point now where I had some spare cash. Accountants were loaded, and so my brother was like, "You should put $1,000 into Bitcoin instead of doing stocks." And I said, "No, Tim. Eat my anus." And then a couple months go by and he goes, oh, it would have gone up by this percentage if you had done it. It's like, how am I supposed to
Look,
know
I
what's
didn't
going
buy
to
any of that
happen
stuff,
here?
dude. I didn't buy any of that stuff either. I'm
Yeah.
recently getting into crypto. I My first interaction with crypto was in 2017, right? I think that's when all our first interactions, mostly all our first. You remember 2017 when it shot up to like initially 20,000?
Yeah, that's when it made it big.
And
Yeah.
I think I bought crypto then, like, and I mostly lost money because I bought it and then like I panic sold it, went on its way down. And I was like, ah, shit, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then recently this year, my, I made money off the Doge coin. You know what I'm talking about? Doge?
Once again, something I see all over the internet. I know that certain social media celebrities have been able to manipulate
Like
that,
Elon
get
Musk, yeah.
people to buy. Yeah, Elon too. But I've heard of even like internet dudes getting their fans to buy it
I
to make it
mean,
fluctuate.
some tried. I think like Dave Portnoy tried with like a coin like called Safe Mars. Everyone knows who Dave Portnoy is, CEO of Barstool Sports. about to be canceled. Actually, we don't know.
We should talk about that later. Let's
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
on this. Let's stay on this
Yeah,
topic,
but
but we'll talk
yeah,
about that.
he tried pumping up a crypto called Safe Moon or Safe Mars. It didn't work. But anyways, yeah, about these cryptos, yeah, a lot of people are kind of pissed off about it because um, you have you have like all these meme coins like Shiba Coin. You heard about Shiba Coin?
No, can
I,
you just make up any name? Like, is there a
so
Lakeisha
Shiba
coin
Coin is
or
supposed to be a parody of a parody coin.
okay?
So you've heard of Doge, and that's the
Yeah.
parody coin, right? And then Shiba is a type of dog that's the type of Doge. So it's making
Oh, I
fun
see.
of the joke coin.
The do
So
yeah.
I put $100 in Shiba coin in May of this year, right? And as you know, if I had kept that $100 in, today it would have been approximately $4,200. I did not hold, folks. I did not hold on that long. I thought it was a joke. I sold it for, I think, like an $1,100 gain, like a
Oh,
few
that's
months
still
ago.
something.
Yeah, but if I held on to it, it would have been approximately $4,200. I mean, I know
Oh,
someone who bought $200 of Shiba Coin earlier this year, like earlier than me. And if you want to know what it's worth right now, you're gonna throw up.
yeah. Well, I
You
bet.
want to know what it's worth?
Yeah,
It's
fill
around
my
fifty
ass.
thousand dollars.
What is it?
50,000.
50 thou.
Yeah, $100 got him 50,000. I mean, I, I got a, I I got a close friend who bought
God damn.
I got a close friend who bought $800 of Doge in like January or February. And then I think he cleaned out approximately 11 to $12,000. I
Dude,
mean,
why
no,
aren't we doing this instead of being in school and doing these shitty
I mean
jobs?
that's what I'm trying to follow up with, dude. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I mean, um, that's what I'm trying to do right now.
Holy
But it's
fuck.
it's
I need
hard
I need
because
to I need to read into this because for years people have been pitching this stuff and I go, yeah, man, eat
it's like
crow. I don't want
it's such
to.
bullshit money. My friend just recommended me one. It's called like Loopring. On Friday it was $1.20, like its value, and then today it was actually like $3.15. So it had tripled, almost tripled since he told me on Friday. I bought $100 of it, and I made like triple, but it's still not like if you don't make a real bet on these things, it's like
Yeah, it's not a ton.
yeah,
It's scary too. You think about the idea of putting 10 grand into
dude.
something
I put $1,000 on it yesterday, actually.
on this Luprin thing,
Yeah, yeah.
Luferigno,
You heard
whatever
it
it's
here
called.
first. Yeah,
Fuck.
LRC.
God
I don't know. I
damn.
don't know. I don't know. I don't. This is not investment advice, folks. This is not
Yeah.
me telling you to buy
Yeah, yeah.
LRC.
We need that little warning at the bottom that,
This is not.
we
I
do our
mean,
own stunts or whatever they say. Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck, man.
This is.
Well, now I'm curious. I might have to spend this weekend researching that.
By the way, my research on LRC was, oh, hey, yeah, you should buy it. And then I told my other friend about it, and he said, oh, wow, I looked on Reddit about it, and it looks really good. I'm in for 2,000, and I'm like, okay, sure. And then I bought.
Wow.
That was. I'm just. It's you know what, man? It's all FOMO now. It's all fucking FOMO investing.
Yeah. Yeah, you see
Um,
your friend who got 50K or whatever. I see that and I go, God damn, I got to put some money.
I know exactly. That was my feeling at it, and I was like, Jesus Christ, they just made 50K doing nothing except buying it
Yeah.
on like a shitty exchange. Like some of these stuff, like you couldn't buy Shiba on Coinbase. Like right now, you can buy it on Coinbase. Um, he made 50K because he bought it on another exchange. It's like a black market exchange almost, like called Uniswap. If you buy something on Uniswap, funnily enough, it costs almost $50 to make the transaction happen. So it like in service fees and stuff like that. So your $100 will end up only like getting you $50 of a coin.
Yeah, is
So
I worry about some of these black market things too. When he has something with 50K in value, what's stopping them from just going, yeah, fuck it, we won't pay
and
this
you know what the
schlo.
crazy part is? The guy didn't fucking sell. He still held like through all
Oh,
of this stuff. Like
Still
he
has it.
held and held. Like I would have sold probably at like 1,000, maybe 2,000. I'd be like, oh wow, okay, this was great. I made my money on like some random thing.
Yeah.
Well, let me get out.
Yeah,
His thing
let me
is,
spend this money on a Vegas trip with go to a brothel. Yeah, and he's just still in it.
I know, I fucking know, man. Like I couldn't effing believe it.
Yeah.
And he's his whole thing is, I'll sell a little bit, but I'm still gonna be holding it. And I mean, more power to him. Like I told you, I couldn't even hold my $100 until its current value of 4,200. I mean, I just
Yeah.
bitched that. I sold for $1,100 gain. I was like, I wanted my money.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, man, it's something where it blows my mind that I was ever an accountant too, because I feel like I'm not great with money. Where I'll invest stuff, and I have the philosophy of I'm just considering this money spent. I know it's going to grow over time, but I'm the type of investor where I'm completely long term. I'm not someone who's checking that shit every day and trading or anything. And
dude, too
so
boomerish of you, man. You got to jump in. I mean,
I'm way too boomer. That's why I'm
dude,
asking you the name of Lakeisha Coin or whatever the name was. Like
LRC loop ring. I mean, there was actually a play 2 weeks ago in the stock market. This is in the stock market. I traded a stock called DWAC. If you've probably heard about that,
I don't
right?
think I have. DWAC?
I mean, well, for our listeners at home, this isn't any endorsement or anything for them, but the former president came up with a company, right?
Oh yeah.
Trump Media or something,
Yeah.
and he got bought out. I mean, he didn't get bought out; like he was merging with a SPAC, as you know. Um, and believe it or not, his company, who doesn't really have any assets or anything, but just an idea to be the next Twitter, conservative Twitter, was valued at $1 billion. Anyways, so before that, the company was a blank check company, and the stock was trading at $10. The next morning, the stock opens at $12, right? And my friend and I were talking about it, and we're like, oh, you know what? We're gonna buy this. There's gonna be a huge like sentiment on it. Like people, like all the conservatives are gonna buy this up, and it's gonna like shoot up. Well, the fucking problem was I didn't wake up in the morning. So I couldn't buy it at $12 because I didn't wake up at 6:30 in the morning. So my friend bought it at 12 because he woke up. I woke up at 7:30 in the morning. By the time I woke up, it was $18. Well, don't worry about it because I bought in at $18. I bought like, and again, I didn't buy much, folks. Again, this is the conservative count in me. I bought $500 to $600 worth, and then over the next 2 days, this stock shot up to approximately $175 in less than 2 days. I sold at $100 and I cashed out a very nice gain. That's about almost 10 times what my initial investment was. And it's just one of those things where you gotta keep your ear to the ground and do
Yeah.
this meme investing. It's not a long-term trade. None of these long-term trades work anymore.
Yeah. So what do you use? Because I'm so boomerish where I don't even know. It sounds like Reddit has a couple good sites or
Reddit is
pages.
so full of shit, man. You're gonna get drowned in it. I used to be going on Reddit a few months ago. I gave up on Reddit because there's so much shit. It's like this, and like
Yeah.
there's guys that are like really good and that come up with like really good analysis, and maybe you're like, and then you fall in love with it, and then you buy the fucking thing, and then it crashes, and then there's times that you read it and then you don't buy it and then it goes up like just like the guy predicted. It's just a crapshoot in all honesty.
Yeah, I mean
um
it's related to sports almost with you've got these expert analysts like Stephen A. Smith's the smartest guy in the world, and even sometimes he's wrong.
yeah, he
No,
is. Sometimes he's wrong. The goat, Stephen A.